a good person, spread the gospel, give people something to believe in, and just show that if you give your best, it's good enough. I feel like people in life are so hard on themselves. You give your best and you come up short, and people just want to give up all the time. It's like, give your best. Don't worry about what outsiders who have not worked for nothing have to say, and focus on delivering your best. And that's all I've ever done.
In the middle of showing off her situationship with Papoose, Claressa Shields ended up flipping everything upside down. And instead of making herself look good, it completely backfired on both of them. What was supposed to be a flex quickly turned messy, and his reaction hit hard, leaving her looking shaken all over again. He clearly wasn't feeling that Breakfast Club interview at all, not even slightly, because she hinted at his financial situation without saying it directly, bragging about what he pays for and how he takes care of everything. That alone was already messy, but then she pushed it further by bringing up Layla Ali again, like it was some kind of competition, which is where things really started to go left. There was no real reason to involve Layla, especially after she had already called Claressa out for not telling the full truth before, and it made everything feel more personal and tense. And it's clear Claressa hasn't let that go, because every time Layla's name comes up, it sounds more loaded. The way she kept repeating it didn't sit right, and it even looked like Papoose was paying close attention, possibly uncomfortable with how far it was going. Then she circled right back to the Breakfast Club again, like she's becoming a regular, doing interview after interview, while continuing to hype up this situation with a married man like it's something to celebrate. That's when everything really started spiraling. She kept putting the relationship on full display, talking about how amazing it is like it's something people should admire. Then she brought up the birthday party she threw for him earlier this month, and that's where things got awkward, especially when she introduced that card game moment, where you're picking between two mystery options, setting the stage for things to get even more uncomfortable.
Good person, spread the gospel, give people something to believe in, and just show that if you give your best, it's good enough. I feel like people in life are so hard on themselves. You give your best and you come up short, and people just want to give up all the time. It's like, give your best. Don't worry about what outsiders who have not worked for nothing have to say, and focus on delivering your best. And that's all I've ever done, is give my best. And I have been okay with that. I gave my best in MMA and I lost the fight. I lost the fight in MMA, but I gave my best. And the only way I was able to live with that fight and that loss is because I know I gave my best in training camp. I gave my best in the fight. I had 8 stitches taken on my head 3 days before the fight. But hey, I gave my best. And if you give your best, and that's to anybody in here, if you give your best, whether you come up short or not, it's okay. Do it again. And maybe you'll come out on top the next time, but just don't quit giving your best.
At the end of the day, the math just isn't adding up, and that's why people are questioning everything. Either Papoose is really spending like that all the time, or that reaction to the $10,000 tells a completely different story. Either way, it doesn't match. And that brings everything back to one issue: pride. Right now, Claressa Shields' pride isn't landing the way she thinks it is, especially with how confidently she's claiming another woman's husband while the situation is still technically unresolved. Separation is not the same as divorce, and trying to blur that line only makes things look messier. The timeline raises even more questions. This situation has reportedly been dragging on for over 2 years with no real resolution. Filing for divorce doesn't mean it's finished, and in this case, it didn't even come off like a clean mutual decision. It followed public pressure. Meanwhile, other public figures with even more complicated situations managed to finalize things quickly, which makes this delay stand out even more. If it was really moving forward, it likely would have been done by now. What makes it worse is how much is being put on display. Constantly talking about money, what he does, and how perfect everything is doesn't come off as confidence. It feels forced. When something is truly solid, it doesn't need this much explaining. And when she brought his financial business into the public during the Breakfast Club interview, his reaction said everything. He looked uncomfortable, like a line had been crossed. Even their body language afterward had people talking. Walking out, he kept his distance, moving ahead without slowing down while she followed behind. It didn't look like connection, it looked like tension, and that only added fuel to everything else already being questioned. Then things escalated when Remy Ma appeared at Cardi B's sold-out New York concert just days later, and Papoose posted from that same event. That timing had people connecting dots quickly. Comments flooded in, with many saying it's not giving divorce. Even attempts to explain it as a repost didn't calm anything down. It just made things look even more questionable. At this point, people are noticing a pattern: the build-up, the public flex, the reaction, then the explanations. And that cycle is what's keeping attention locked in. The more it's explained, the more it gets questioned, because eventually it stops being about what's being said and starts being about what's being shown. And right now, those two things aren't lining up.